warm welcome to the Nithyananda yoga class today. Please settle down on your mats. Sit with a cross-legged position with your head, neck and spine in a straight line. Place your hands in Namaskara Mudra in front of the heart. Then we start with the Satguru Vandanam together, invoking Swamiji's presence. Take a deep breath. Nithyanandam Paramasukadam Kevalam Yanamurtim Dvandvatitam Gaganasatrisham Tattvamashadilaksham Ekam Nityam Vimalamachalam Sarvadi Sakshibhutam Bhavatitam Trigunarahitam Satgurum Tam Namami. And then we continue chanting the Shiva Mula mantra 11 times. Om Ham Ham Shivaya Namaha. 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 And then we continue with the ritualistic cleansing. Take your Panchapatram and Udarini, the cup with water, and a little spoon. Now bring your hand in the Gokana Mudra, the index finger bent, and the hand with the palm up as a cup. Take some water in your hand, and along with the mantra Swada, sip the water in from the base of the hand. Atma Tattvam Shauriyami Svada. Take another Udarini of water. Vidya Tattvam Shauriyami Svada. Take another Udarini of water. Shiva Tattvam Shauriyami Svada. Now cleanse the hands. And with the base of the thumb, wipe over the lips from the right to the left, along with the mantra. Om Hridayaya Namaha. Cleanse the hand again. With the index finger, middle finger and ring finger, touch the upper lip, touch the lower lip. Cleanse the hands. With the index and thumb together, touch the right nostril, left nostril. And with the ring finger and thumb together, touch the right eye, right ear, left ear. And cleanse the hands. With the little finger and thumb together, using the base of the hand, touch the navel center, right chest, left chest, and with all the fingers together, touch the crown of the head, the right shoulder, the left shoulder, and the heart center. Now clasp the hands together, rest them on your right thigh, and then we're going to make a strong resolution of what we decide to manifest today. We do the chanting, the Sankalpa together, so take a deep breath. Om mamopata samasta duritakshayadvara Bhagavat Shri Nithyananda Paramashiva Prityartham Shri Nithyanandeshwari Paramashiva Shakti Sameta Shri Nithyanandeshwara Paramashiva Prityartham Cha Adya Purvokta Evam Guna Visheshena Vishishtayam Asyam Shubharito Purana Arogya Yukta Dhritagatra Yogika Sharira Siddhyartham Paramashiva Shakti Avishkaranatham Nityananda Yoga Bhyasham Karishe Om Apapaprishyam. And clench your hands the last time. And then safely place your Panchapatram somewhere on the side where you cannot accidentally tip it over or hurt yourself during the class. All the instructions given throughout the yoga session are not in any way meant as a medical advice or treatment. So if you have any injury or disease or a condition or you are pregnant, then please ensure to consult your medical doctor before practicing Nithyananda Yoga. For everybody who is joining us online and here and in the Zoom, at all times, listen to your body and practice within your limits. So with that, let's start with the first asanas. Sitting in a cross-legged position with the hands on the knees. Start with the Kechari Kumbhaka. Turn the tongue gently back and upward in the hollow of the mouth. And then perform the Pratyahara Kumbhaka. Inhale deeply and hold your breath while withdrawing the senses. Bring your attention inwards as you hold as long as comfortable. Exhale slowly and repeat. Keep all the three bandhas engaged, the three energy locks, which means the pelvic floor contracted, the stomach tucked in and up, and the chin placed to the chest in the Mahamudra Bandha. Now gaze at the tip of the nose, and throughout all the asanas have the japa internally chanting. That means you don't have to chant it out loud, but you can just let it rotate in the throat center. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Visualize in this position your awareness lifting the body into a vast expanse of the inner sky in Kecharasana.
Kecharasanam nama padmasanastha jivaya talum sprishan naga nasagram drishtim nidadhat kevecharti yogi.
And now bring your legs into Padmasana, the feet on the opposite thighs. Maintain an open chest and relax shoulders. Ground your sitting bones evenly on the floor. Keep the eyes open and steady, gazing outward while awareness rests deeply within in the Shambhavi Mudra. Perform the Pratyahara Kumbhaka. Inhale deeply and hold your breath while withdrawing your senses. Keep the Uddiyana Bandha and the Mula Bandha engaged, the pelvic floor contracted and the stomach in and up. Gaze through the third eye and visualize your body as a sacred vessel, spine as a radiant mala of 108 luminous heads. Agrasanam.
Agrasanam cha prathamam parashvara asanam api adham madhyasanam tataiva anyat simhasanam api uchyate.
And in the next asana, stay seated in Padmasana with your hands on the knees. Perform the Kechara Kumbhaka. Turn the tongue gently back and upward into the hollow of the mouth. The Pratyahara Kumbhaka. Inhale deeply, hold your breath while withdrawing your senses. Keep the pelvic floor contracted, gaze straight, and visualize the flame of consciousness glowing steadily within. Narada Laya Mudraha.
Prechakatarkamim kumbhakajyo mudra nema kechariva deepom layamevahi narada ki लय जाते हर होतचक का भाय.
Sit comfortably in Padmasana with your spine tall and steady. Place your hands firmly on your sides, the fingers facing towards your navel. Perform the Humchankara mudra. Place both hands upon the sides of the thumbs turning backwards, the fingers pointing towards the navel. Pratyahara Kumbhaka, inhale deeply and hold your breath while withdrawing your senses. Keep the pelvic floor contracted, the gaze straight, and visualize a luminous blue vibration of light energy glowing at your navel. Humkarasana.
गुह्या वायुं नाद्या मध्य आकृष्टुम् उपायः. पद्मासने तनुं स्थाप्य हस्तद्वयं पार्श्वयोः न्यसेत्. अङ्गुष्ठो पूर्वाभिमुखो कृत्वा कुक्षिं दीर्घं प्रसार्य ऊर्ध्ववक्षः स्थिरं कृत्वा हुंचेन्कारमुद्रां धारयेत्.
And stay seated in the same position. Inhale deeply, holding your breath while withdrawing the senses. Bring your attention inwards and hold as long as comfortable. Keep the pelvic floor contracted, gaze straight in front of you, and have the japa rotating clockwise at the throat center. Visualize yourself seated as the radiant Vairochana, an all-illuminating presence at the center of the Dharma wheel in Vairochanasana.
Yoga chakra yantro pakara nirbhushitam vairochana padmasana vistirna bhandena prana vayuroso vishuddha.
And come into a kneeling position on the knees and heels. Sit back gently onto your sitting bones. Keep your spine tall and your chest open for good posture and easy breathing. Relax your shoulders down away from your ears. Place your hands gently on your thighs with your index and thumbs together in Bindu Mudra. Samavriti, inhale through the nose and exhale gently, maintaining a rhythmic breath without strain. And keep all the three bandhas engaged, all the three energy locks. The pelvic floor contracted, the stomach tucked in and up, and the chin to the chest. Gaze at the tip of your nose. The japa rotating clockwise at your throat center is Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Visualize resting in wisdom's seat, grounded at your core, in Jnana Mudrasana.
Janubhyam adho bhumo sthapya ridicimudram dharayan nabho padatalam samsthapya jnanamudrasanam viduhu.
Now tuck the toes under, get the knees up off the floor, the hands as fists in front of us, and now we're gonna move up and down in this position. This is a dynamic asana where we perform the Samavriti, inhale through the nose and exhale evenly, maintaining a rhythmic breath. Pelvic floor contracted, gaze straight, and visualize prana flowing freely through your legs, clearing tightness and dissolving stiffness. In Kaya Yamaga Asana.
Mele uyarti kile irakki nalaiku elu churu churu.
And now stay seated down on the heels with the knees off the ground, the hands on the knees, the arms stretched out. Elongate your spine, your shoulders away from your ears. Perform the Samavriti. Inhale through the nose and exhale evenly, maintaining a rhythmic breath without strain. Pelvic floor contracted. Gaze straight in front of you and visualize the fierce form of Shiva, Lord Rudra, in your inner space. See yourself steady and grounded. Like Rudra, you embody strength, stability, and unshakable will, transforming effort into blissful strength. in Utkatasana 2.
प्रत्कुष्ठाम्या भवस्तभ्य धरां गुल्फो च के गतो तत्र परिगुदं निस्तं विज्ञेनम् उत्कटासनम्.
And in standing position, keep your feet shoulder width apart. Come into a squat position, keeping the hands in in Parusha Mudra in front of the navel, the fingers interlaced. Perform here the Ujjayi Kumbhaka, slightly contract the throat and draw the breath slowly in through the nostrils, producing the sound of the ocean. Retain the breath inward and then release slowly through the nostrils, preserving the same soft sound. The pelvic floor contracted, the gaze straight, and visualize sinking into the static squat as energy twists from the upper body through the hips and legs, awakening Kundalini. Vakrasana.
Vakrasana.
And come back, sitting on the sitting bones, the feet flat, the knees up, the hands around the knees. Lift the chest, press the feet and straighten the spine out. Slightly contract the throat and draw the breath slowly in through the nostrils, producing the sound of the ocean in the Ujjayi Kumbhaka. Keep the pelvic floor contracted, the gaze straight, and envision prana flowing upward through your core, energizing and opening your Anahata chakra. In Pitasana.
पीठम् अर्ध चन्द्रं वा सर्वतो भद्रम् एव च आसनं रुचितं बद्ध्वा पद्मादियासनं लक्षणम् अथ करणम् आह.
And come up in a standing posture. Bend all the way forward through the hips and place the hands in front of the feet on the mat. Ujjayi Kumbhaka, slightly contracting the throat, drawing the breath slowly in through the nostrils, making the sound of the ocean. Pelvic floor contracted, gaze straight. Visualize prana flowing freely through your legs, clearing tightness and dissolving stiffness. See a golden light flushing away stagnant energy. In Bhumi Pat Angushtasana.
करद्वयतलं भूमौ पूक्ताकारेण धारयेत् किञ्चित् आनमृततनुः निश्चला स्थिर मानसः.
And come up, standing all the way. Interlace the fingers behind your back and bend backwards, stretching your fingers out towards the mat. Your head goes backwards. Perform the Ujjayi Kumbhaka, making the sound of the ocean with your breath. Pelvic floor contracted, gaze upward. Let the japa rotating in the throat center. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Visualize the luminous spiral of coiled energy at your spine's base, dense and vibrant. In Kundalini
Kundaliyasana.
And bend forward all the way from the hips. Take the feet in your hands. The hips all the way stretched out up towards the ceiling. Perform the Ujjayi Kumbhaka, making the sound of the ocean with the breath. The pelvic floor contracted. Gaze at the tip of the nose and visualize your spine elongating as you fold forward, releasing tension through your neck and back. In Padahastasana.
पादहस्तासनं नाम पादो हस्ताभ्यां स्पृशेत् यदा शिरसा जानुदेशं स्पृशेत् पादहस्तासनं भवेत्.
And now place your hands and feet wide apart on the mat, the hips all the way up towards the ceiling, making your body into a triangle. Perform the Ujjayi Kumbhaka, slightly contracting the throat, drawing the breath slowly in through the nostrils, producing the sound of the ocean. The pelvic floor contracted, gaze straight. Visualize yourself as a keen, alert dog, poised and vibrant, with vibrant energy and ready to spring. Swana Prasarana Swana Prasarana Asana Purvanga.
Skand Raskam Purastat Prasarya Vakratya Prerayet Yatha Shakti Sthirikritya Kumbhakam Kritva Vyayamam Samacharet.
Okay, place your feet wide apart, your fingers interlaced behind the back, and then we come all the way downwards to the left leg, stretching the hands upwards. Keep the feet straight, the legs straight out. Perform the Ujjayi Kumbhaka, drawing the breath slowly into the nostrils and producing the sound of the ocean. The pelvic floor contracted, gaze downward, and vision prana flowing through your arms and chest, energizing and cleansing. In Angushta Mustikasana.
Kabandhasanam ityahuhu gorakshasanam cha angushta mushtikam niyam brahma prasaditam tatha.
And now take the upper body up, place the hands on the hips, and go all the way bending through the knees sideward to the left. Perform the Ujjayi Kumbhaka, making the sound of the ocean with the breath. And visualize prana flowing steadily through the legs and core, awakening inner vitality. In Trida Stamba Dhiroana Asana.
Uru sandhidharanam cha tatho prapreranam param dridhastambha dhirohanam dandagha tastateva.
And come leaning on one leg firmly on the ground, the other leg all the way stretched back, parallel to the ground, and stretch your arms also out in front of you, parallel to the ground, holding your balance, fixing your gaze in front of you for extra balance. Perform the Ujjayi Kumbhaka, making the sound of the ocean. The Mula Bandha engaged, the Jalandhara Bandha engaged, the pelvic floor contracted, and the chin to the chest. Gaze downward and visualize one leg arching behind your head, embodying karmic knots, ancient samskaras, dissolving into boundless freedom. In Ekapadasana.
Siddham padmam tatha simham bhadram vajram cha muktakam guptam gomukham ekam cha viram swastikam eva cha.
And the legs wide apart, the hips pointing in the same direction as the front toes. The arms all the way up. Stretch a little backwards, coming into an arch. Ujjayi Kumbhaka, making the sound of the ocean with the breath, the pelvic floor contracted, gaze upwards. Visualize cool moonlight rising through the spine, filling you with steady calming energy. In Chandrakanta Asana.
Ardhanarishwaram chaita bakasana dharavahe chandrakanta sudhasaram vyagrasanam itah param.
And bend with the left hand towards the left ankle. The right hand is on the hip. Make the body go all the way sidewards. Ujjayi Kumbhaka. Perform the ocean-like breath. Mula Bandha engage, the pelvic floor contracted. Visualize your whole form as a clear, radiant crescent moon. In Ardha Chandrasana.
Purake padadvayam prasarya hastadvayam vyomni nidhaya rechake tada vasrashtva kayam prasarita pada rishi namayet ardha chandramiva rupam padangushto karayoryutam vame pakshe punastadva dhabhyasah kramashah sadhayet.
And in the same position, bring your right hand all the way over your hand, stretched out parallel to the floor. Continue with the Ujjayi Kumbhaka, keeping the pelvic floor contracted, and visualize your whole form as a clear, radiant crescent moon in Ardha Chandrasana Purvanga.
Hasto Vama Dakshino Yuga Patayet Dakshina Parshve Namitva Vyayamam Tataha Punarvame Kuryat.
And come up. Bring your knees bent and your toes pointing sidewards. Bring your hands on your thighs. Bend through your hips, come sitting downwards. Ujjayi Kumbhaka, slightly contracting the throat, drawing the breath slowly in through the nostrils, producing the sound of the ocean. Pelvic floor contracted, gaze downwards, and visualize yourself as a mighty elephant, steady and grounded in unwavering strength. In Gajasana Dve.
Janvor urdhva karo sthapya sthira deho bhavedridham etad gajasanam sarva vigna vicheda karakam.
And bring your legs together. Stretch your body all the way out. The hands in Namaskara Mudra stretched out above the head. Continue the Ujjayi Kumbhaka, making the sound of the ocean. The pelvic floor contracted, gaze straight. Visualize embodying Nachiketa's unique qualities: razor-shaped discernment, piercing illusion, fearless resolve defying death, and selfless wisdom seeking only eternal truth. In Nachiketa Asana.
Nachiketa asana.
And now come bending downwards, standing with the feet wider than the hips. Bend your knees, you hinge forward to place both hands on the ground underneath the shoulders. Keep your spine long and your hips slightly higher than your knees. Perform the Ujjayi Kumbhaka, making the sound of the ocean, the pelvic floor contracted. Gaze straight, visualize yourself as a steadfast boar, rooted firmly and pushing forward with unwavering power. In Varahasana Trini.
Karatalo bhumo samsthapya padagram bhujantare udaram kordvam uthapya varaham idam asanam.
And come standing right with the feet apart. Now interlace the fingers again. We're going to do the same asanas on the other side. Stretch out your hands behind you and come all the way down to the right side. Your nose towards your right knee. Keep your legs straight. Continue the Ujjayi Kumbhaka, making the sound of the ocean with the breath. The pelvic floor contracted, gaze downwards, and vision prana flowing through the arms and chest, energizing and cleansing. Angusta Mustikasana.
Kabam dhasanam ityahuhu gorakshasanam evacha angushtha mushtikam nyenam brahma prasaditam tatha.
And come up, place the hands on the hips and bend all the way through the hips, moving towards the right side, bringing that knee into a 90-degree angle. Continue the Ujjayi Kumbhaka. Envision prana flowing steadily through the legs and core, awakening inner vitality in Trida Stamba Dhiroasana.
Uru sandhi dharanam cha tatho rapreranam param tridhastam bha dhiro hanam danda ghastastevacha.
And now plant the other leg firmly on the ground and stretch out one leg behind you, stretching out the hands in front of you parallel to the ground. Ujjayi Kumbhaka, making the sound of the ocean with the breath. Keep the Mula Bandha engaged, the pelvic floor contracted, and the Jalandhara Bandha engaged, the chin towards the chest. Look downwards in Ekapadasana.
Siddham padmam tatha simham bhadram vajram cha muktakam गुप्तं गोमुखम् एकं च वीरं स्वस्तिकमेव च.
And bring both feet wide apart, the hips pointing in the same direction as the toes. Come sitting downwards, making the front knee into a 90-degree angle. The hands all the way up over the head backwards. Visualize cool moonlight rising through the spine while performing the Ujjayi Kumbhaka in Chandra Kanta Asana.
अर्धनारीश्वरं चैतबकासन धारवहे चन्द्रकान्त सुधासारं व्याघ्रासनम् इतः परम्.
And bring the hand towards the ankle, the other hand all the way over the head. Performing the Ujjayi Kumbhaka, keeping the pelvic floor contracted. And visualize your side body forming a triangular crescent moon. Ardha Chandrasana.
पूरके पादद्वयं प्रसार्य हस्तद्वयं व्योम्नि निधाय रेचके तदवसृष्ट्वा कायं प्रसारित पाददिशि नमयेत् अर्धचन्द्रमिव रूपं पादान्गुष्टो करो योरुतं वामे पक्षे पुनस्तद्वदभ्यासः क्रमशः साधयेत्.
And now in the same position, bring the hand that was over the head now on the hips resting. Retain the same position. Continue the Ujjayi Kumbhaka, keeping the pelvic floor contracted. Visualize your side body extending fully, creating a crescent shape of light and space in Ardha Chandrasana Purvanga.
हस्तो वाम दक्षिणो युगपतयेत् दक्षिणपार्श्वे नमित्वा व्यायामं ततः पुनर्वामे कुर्यात्.
And bring your legs together, stretch your body out, the hands in Anjali Mudra above the head. Perform here Samavriti. Inhale through the nose and exhale evenly, maintaining a rhythmic breath, keeping the pelvic floor contracted in the Mula Bandha and the abdomen tucked inwards towards the spine in the Uddiyana Bandha. Visualize yourself as a towering mountain, standing tall and immovable in Parvatasana Trini.
पूर्वताकारमुत्थाप्य शरीरं यत्र तिष्ठति पर्वतासनम् इति उक्तं सर्वव्याधिविनाशनम्.
And come bending forward. Place the hands and feet on the mat. The hips up, not all the way into a triangle. Your back is a little bit more straight. Samavriti, inhale through the nose and exhale evenly, maintaining rhythmic breath without strain, keeping the pelvic floor contracted, the gaze straight, and visualize yourself as a keen, alert dog, poised with vibrant energy and ready to spring. In Shvana Prasara Nasana Uttaranga.
जानु पूर्वे करो निधाय देहम् उन्नम्य पातयेत् कुम्भक विसर्गो श्वासस्य सप्तवारं समाचरेत्.
And bring the legs onto the mat, the legs and the hips. Bend the back backwards, stretching out with the hands on the mat in front of you. Samavriti, inhale through the nose, exhale evenly, maintaining a rhythmic breath. Open the mouth wide and subtly draw the prana within, feeling energy rise like a serpent in Bhujangani Mudra. Visualize yourself as a poised cobra, lifting your chest with alertness and grace in Bhujangasana 2.
स्थिरं धृत्वा समर्प्य कपोलं च पादमपि वक्षः पुंसं विरचितं कुम्भकर्तनं सुस्थितं सम्पूर्णपूर्णं लघुयोगं च सुखं विसरन् शब्दान् संगृह्य gativa charitam pravartata.
And now tuck your toes in, bring your hips all the way to the ceiling and your feet flat on the floor, bringing your body into a triangle position. Relax, straightened out. Samavriti, inhale through the nose and exhale evenly, maintaining a rhythmic breath. Visualize yourself as a keen, alert dog, poised with vibrant energy and ready to spring. In Swana Prasarana Asana.
Sarpa kriyayam stana prishtham dridham ukshipya vishet hakarena shwasam chitva bhujayorbalam udharet shirah skandha katti yogam samam kritva susamyatah हस्ताङ्घ्रि भूमिस्थः पृष्ठं परारोप्य श्वानवत् प्रसारयेत्.
And now come into a squatting position with your knees wide, your arms, hands in front of you on the mat. Now lean your knees onto your upper arms. No need to take your feet off the mat. You can keep your toes touching the mat, but shifting your weight on all fours. Samavriti. Inhale through the nose and exhale evenly, maintaining the rhythmic breath without strain, firmly contracting the muscles of the pelvic floor. Visualize yourself as Achala, the unshakable eternal presence at creation's core, in Achalasana.
Achala asana.
And now in the next posture, we bring the weight all the way onto the hands. Get the feet out off from the mat, the toes pointing backwards, and nicely balancing with the knees on the upper arms. Samavriti, inhale through the nose and exhale evenly, maintaining a rhythmic breath, keeping the pelvic floor contracted. Visualize yourself as a powerful vulture. Gradarasana Uttananga.
हस्त दृढं भूमौ नीत्वा कक्षयोर्जानुनि निपीड्य लङ्घयेत् संकोचककुम्भकं श्वासस्य सप्तवारं समाचरेत्.
And now the next asana is a little advanced balancing posture where we do the same as that we did in the earlier posture, but then with only one knee onto the upper arm and the other leg stretched out behind you. So let's give it a try to balance on one knee and stretching the other leg out behind you. Samavriti, inhale through the nose, exhale evenly, maintaining rhythmic breath without strain. Visualize yourself as a proud rooster, radiant and vibrant comb and feathers, governed by an inner clock that awakens you with perfect timing each day. Ekapadaka Kukutam.
पञ्चचूली कुकुतं च एकपाद कुकुतम् आकारितं बन्धचूरी पार्श्वकुकुतमेव च.
And then the next asana is also a balancing asana where we stretch one leg in front of us and one leg back, and then come in this position with the feet off the ground if you can, balancing on the elbows. So place your stomach on your elbows and stretch a leg out, one to the front and one to the back. Samavriti, inhale through the nose, exhale evenly, maintaining a rhythmic breath. Visualize yourself as Kundinya Maharishi, embodying luminous intellect and serene devotion in Ekapada Kaundinyasana.
वाशिष्ठम् अथ कौन्दिन्यम् ऊर्ध्वकुकुतमेव च अष्टावक्रम् अथोतान मयूरं सेतुबन्धनम्.
And for the next asana, bring both of your legs backwards. Then come with the underbody onto the mat. Keep the hands in front of you, pushing the shoulders and head all the way up. Keep the eyes open and steady, gazing outward while awareness rests deeply within. Inhale through the nose and exhale evenly. Visualize yourself as a poised cobra, lifting your chest with alertness and grace in Bhujangasana Dvepurvanga.
अभ्यासे चित्तारय स्तम्भन् जाङ्घायः पादयोः आरोह सुष्ठु स्थास्यत्वे चैव ऊर्ध्वं तिष्ठत्यपि यवत् पादाङ्गुली प्रपातः.
And now we do the same balancing postures on the other side. So first we lean the other knee onto the upper arms and stretch out one leg behind us, balancing on one knee. Inhaling through the nose and exhale evenly, maintaining a rhythmic breath. Keep the pelvic floor contracted, gaze straight, and visualize yourself as a proud rooster, radiant with vibrant comb and feathers, governed by an inner clock that awakens you with perfect timing each day in Ekapadaka Kukutam.
पञ्चचूली कुकुतं च एकपादकुकुतम् आकारितं बन्धचूली पार्श्वकुकुतमेव च.
And now the other balancing posture with one foot stretched out in front and one foot stretched out in the back. Bring your stomach onto your elbows and balance the whole body. Visualizing yourself as Kundalini Maharishi, embodying luminous intellect and serene devotion in Ekapada Vinyasa.
पञ्चचूली कुकुतं च एकपादं कुकुतम् आकारितं बन्धचूली पार्श्वकुकुतमेव च.
And bring both legs back. Bring the body onto the belly. Stretch out the hands in front of you. The whole body stretched out on the front side. Samavriti, inhale through the nose and exhale evenly, maintaining a rhythmic breath. Visualize your body as completely dead, physically sinking into an eternal deep ease. See your consciousness, yourself, as outside of your body, everlasting. Contemplate death of the body with consciousness living on. Surrender your body and feel a serene presence, embracing your whole being. Advasana.
अद्वासनं नाम उदरे शयानः स्थिलसर्वाङ्गं प्राणं नाभिस्थले धारयेत् इति आहुर्मनीषिणः.
And bring the body, upper body up again from the mat, having the hands on the mat, pushing the shoulders and head up. The legs stretched behind you, the toes pointing away from the body. Inhale through the nose and exhale evenly, maintaining a rhythmic breath. The pelvic floor contracted, gaze upwards, and keep rotating the japa internally. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Visualize yourself as a poised cobra, lifting your chest with alertness and grace in Bhujangasana Uttaranga.
हस्तद्वयं पार्श्वयोः स्थापयित्वा धनुरिव कुब्जयेत् प्राणस्य निरोध विसर्गो सप्तवारं समाचरेत्.
And now come laying down on your side, your elbows supporting your head. Laying down on your hand, your other hand is on the hip, and your legs are all the way stretched out. Inhale through the nose, exhale evenly, maintaining a rhythmic breath, and visualize yourself blessed by your guru, becoming completely powerful and deeply grounded in Dridasana Dve.
विचित्रं नलिनं कान्तं शुद्धपक्षिषु मन्दकं चौरङ्गी च तथा क्रोञ्चं वृद्धासन खड्गासने भ्रमासनं नागपीठम् अन्तिं च शवासनम् एवं मिलित्वा Chaturashityasanani.
And come now laying down on your back, your hands stretched out along the body and your toes pointing upwards to the ceiling. Your legs straight. Inhale through the nose and exhale evenly, maintaining rhythmic breath without strain. Visualize a steady flow of nourishing energy from your feet back to your heart. See your core strengthening, digestion awakening, and blood circulating freely through the body in Uttana Padasana.
उत्तानपादसनं नाम पृष्ठे शयानः पादो ऊर्ध्वं प्रसार्य दृष्टिं नासाग्रे उधाय प्राणं समाभ्यसेत्.
And laying down on your back with your legs extended and your arms relaxed by your side. Now exhale and draw your right knee towards your chest gently. Interlace your fingers just below your right kneecap to support the leg. Keep your leg. Keep the Parusha Mudra, the fingers interlaced. Fingers interlaced just below the kneecap, so over the knee. Yes. One knee. The hands over the knee. Yes, under the kneecap. Samavriti, inhale through the nose and exhale evenly, maintaining rhythmic breath without strain. The Mula Bandha engaged, the pelvic floor contracted, and tuck the chin towards the chest in Jalandhara Bandha. Gaze upwards, imagine a steady inner fire, dissolving stagnation to restore digestive flow and clarity. Ekapada Pavana Muktasana.
एकपादपवनमुक्तासनं नाम एकं जानु उदरसमीपं नीत्वा हस्ताभ्यां बद्ध्वा तु पवनं मुञ्चति ध्रुवम्.
And change side. Take the other knee up to your chest. Fingers interlaced around your knee. Samavriti, inhale through the nose and exhale evenly, maintaining a rhythmic breath. In Ekapada Pavana Muktasana Parshvantare.
एकपादपवनमुक्तासनं नाम एकं जानु उदरसमीपं नीत्वा हस्ताभ्यां बद्ध्वा तु पवनं मुञ्चति ध्रुवम्.
Now bring your feet flat on the ground, your knees up, your hands at your ankles, and push your hips up towards the ceiling, making your whole body into an inverted bridge. Inhale deeply through the nose and exhale evenly, maintaining a rhythmic breath. Visualize an inner glow or radiant light emanating from the heart region, expanding gently through the chest and along the spine, awakening subtle energies of affection and warmth in Kamapitasana.
शयानं प्रति पृष्ठे हस्तो पादयोर्निव्यस्य पृष्ठं चोत्तेजयेत् कामपीतासनं खत्यते.
Now, in the next posture, we just balance on the hips with the legs off the floor and the upper body off the floor, the hands behind the head, interlaced in Parusha Mudra, and a strong core performing the rhythmic breath, visualizing yourself blessed by the Guru. Feel powerfulness, strength, and stability radiate through you. Drida Uttalanasana.
धारयित्वा पृष्ठं विस्तार्य चिबुकं दृढम् उत्तोलयेत्.
And in the next asana, place your hands as fists on the mat and your feet on the mat as well, pushing your hip up to the ceiling. In an inverted bridge, visualize yourself as a sturdy and stable bridge in Setu Lana Ahasana.
शीघ्रम् आपूर्य श्वासं हनुं निपीड्य गतिम् उत्तोलयेत्.
And in the next asana, come on all fours, the hands and knees with the toes pointing backwards. The back parallel to the ground. Inhale through the nose and exhale evenly, maintaining a rhythmic breath. Keep the eyes open and steady, gazing outward while awareness rests deeply within. And visualize your body strong and steady as an unshakable frame, representing your sturdy and powerful inner space. Hasta Chatushkonasana.
हस्त चतुष्कोणासनं नाम पादहस्तोऽसनं स्थापयित्वा शरीरं चतुष्कोणवत् स्थापयेत् इति उच्यते.
And now in this asana, place one foot all the way up, the toes pointing towards the head. Quickly and forcibly inhale through the nose, hold the breath for a short while, and then slowly release through the nostrils. Keep the pelvic floor contracted, gaze upwards, visualize yourself as a majestic lion in Vyagrasana.
बाग्रासनं नाम करतलजानुभ्यां भूमिं स्पृशन् पादमेकम् ऊर्ध्वं कृत्वा व्याघ्रवत् विजृम्भेत्.
And a little variation onto the same asana, where we visualize ourselves as a majestic lion, keeping the eyes open and steady, gazing outward while awareness rests deeply within. Quickly and forcefully inhale through the nose, holding the breath for a short while, and then slowly release through the nostrils again. Pelvic floor contracted, gaze upwards in Vyagrasana 2.
अर्धनारीश्वरं चैतवकासन धरावहे चन्द्रकान्त सुधासारं व्याघ्रासनम् इतः परम्.
And now Parshvantare, the same on the other side. Get the other leg all the way up, the toes pointing towards the head. Forcefully and quickly breathing in through the nose, holding the breath for a short while, and then breathing out through the nostrils again. Visualize yourself as a majestic lion, radiating strength and regal authority in Vyagrasana.
बाग्रासनं नाम करतलजानुभ्यां भूमिं स्पृशन् पादमेकम् ऊर्ध्वं कृत्वा व्याघ्रवत् विजृम्भेत्.
And a variation of the same, where we keep the leg up, continuing the Antarangaka Kumbhaka, quickly and forcefully inhaling through the nose, holding the breath for a short while, and then slowly releasing through the nostrils. Pelvic floor contracted, gaze upwards, internally chant Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Visualize yourself as a majestic lion in Vyagrasana Parshvantare.
अर्धनारीश्वरं चैतवकासन धरावहे चन्द्रकान्त सुधासारं व्याघ्रासनमितः परम्.
And now come onto the knees with the feet pointing, the toes pointing away from the body, bringing the hands onto the hips and leaning all the way backwards. Hips pushing forwards and the head backwards. Performing here the Ujjaya Kumbhaka, making the ocean-like sound with the breath. Visualizing yourself as a docile, intelligent, resilient camel thriving in harsh extremes in Ustrajna Purvanga.
वेगोताय जानोपरि प्रविश्य हस्तशिरोभागं पृष्ठतः प्रलम्ब्य पूरयेत् विश्रस्त कुम्भकस्य सप्त भेदः अयं क्रमः.
And now from the hips, take the hands onto the feet, leaning a little bit more backwards. Keep pushing the hips forwards. Ujjayi Kumbhaka, making the sound of the ocean with the breath, the pelvic floor contracted, gaze upwards, and visualize yourself as a docile, intelligent, resilient camel thriving in harsh extremes. In Ustrahasana.
लङ्घदृढपादकराङ्गुष्ठसंयोगं पूर्ण प्रवेशे कटो निहत्य स्कन्द वक्षसा प्रेरयेत् पीतोपरि नतग्रीवा उष्ट्रवत् अर्चयेत् प्रवेशन स्थानानि सप्तसमासेन योजयेत्.
And now stretch a little bit more, where you bring the hands in between the legs on the floor behind you, keeping the hips pushed forward and the back into a nice backward stretch. Performing the Ujjayi Kumbhaka, making the sound of the ocean, the pelvic floor contracted, the gaze upwards, and visualize yourself as a docile, intelligent, resilient camel thriving in harsh extremes. In Ustrasana Uttaranga.
वेगोताय जानो परिस्थित्वा ऊर्ध्वकायं समुन्नम्य करतलपादतलचतुष्टयं संयोजयेत् प्रसारितं प्रेरयित्वा शक्तिं सञ्चालयेत्.
And in the next asana, bring the body into a strong plank position. And from here, we're going to do a dynamic asana where we push the hips all the way up towards the ceiling and then the body lowering back into a plank position. Keep alternating this while performing the Sahaja Kumbhaka, inhaling deeply through the nose, holding the breath comfortably and releasing through the nose again. Visualize embodying the rabbit's electric alertness and agility. Quick, light, responsive, bursting with untamed energy. Shasasana 2.
गजासनस्थिते जाङ्घानुगत पुनः पुनः वक्रयन् एषा शशासना भवति.
And now hold the plank position while inhaling deeply through the nose, holding the breath comfortably and releasing through the nose again, keeping the pelvic floor contracted in Mula Bandha. Visualize your body strong and stable, rooted in unshakable power in Chaturangi Asana.
विचित्रं नलिनं कान्थं शुद्ध पक्षिषुमदकं चोरङ्गी च तथा क्रोञ्चं ध्रीरासन खड्गासने भ्रामासनं नागपीतम् अन्तिं च शवासनम् एवं मिलित्वा चतुरशीत्यासनानि.
And now lean on one hand, open up the body towards the side, keep it into a strong plank position, the feet together, and the right hand on the right hip. Performing the Sahaja Kumbhaka, inhale deeply through the nose, hold the breath comfortably, and inhale, exhale through the nose again. If this is too challenging, you can keep one knee onto the mat for extra balance. Visualize yourself as a solid, unwavering log balanced on your side. Asavariyasana.
मध्यदण्डं तिर्यगियस्तगात्रं काष्ठं च योगिनाम् आसावरिति विख्यातम् आसनालम्बितत्विदुः.
And the same asana on the other side. Asavariyasana.
मध्यदण्डं तिर्यगियस्तगात्रं काष्ठं च योगिनम् आसावरिति विख्यातम् आसनालम्बितत्विदुः.
And on the next asana, we bring the whole body balancing on the elbows. Point the fingers towards the body while placing your hands in front of the body on the mat. The fingers stretched out for balance. Then bend your elbows, bring your stomach on your elbows, and shift your weight as much forward as you can till you can take your feet off the ground.
विचित्रं नलिनं कान्तं शुद्धपक्षिषु मन्दकं चोरङ्गी च तथा क्रोञ्चं खड्गासने ब्रह्मासनं नागपीतम् अन्तिं च शवासनम् एवं मिलित्वा चतुरशीत्यासनानि.
And in this position, we remain balancing on the elbows. And now place the soles of the feet together and the knees wide in the same position. So we keep balancing on the elbows. With the soles of the feet together. Inhaling deeply through the nose, holding the breath comfortably, and then release through the nose again. The pelvic floor contracted. Gaze downward. Visualize yourself as a proud rooster, radiant and vibrant, with vibrant comb and feathers in Akariti Kukutasana.
पञ्चचूली कुकुतं च एकपादकुकुतम् आकारितं बन्धचूली पार्श्वकुकुतमेव च.
And now stretch the legs all the way out again in another variation of Mayurasana, where we perform in the Sahaja Kumbhaka. Inhale deeply through the nose. Come balancing on the elbows, legs stretched out. You can help each other, keeping the legs up. Legs stretched all the way out behind you, keeping them together. Inhale deeply through the nose, hold the breath comfortably, and then release through the nose again. The pelvic floor contracted. Visualize yourself as a radiant, proud peacock in Mayurasana 3.
मयूरासन त्रीणि लङ्घद्रीदः करयुग्मं चान्वभिमुखं नकाग्रैः प्रष्ठाप्य कुर्चद्वयं नाभिप्रदेशे धृतं भूमौ निवेश्य वेगनिश्वासेन पृष्ठम् उन्नम्य कायं सम्यक् उद्वह्य मयूरवत् व्योम्नि लीनः स्थिरो भवेत् निरालम्बः.
And in the next asana, start laying on your stomach with your legs extended behind you and the tops of your feet resting on the ground. Place your forehead gently on the mat to keep your neck neutral. Your forehead on the mat. Nichesta. And then Keep your hands beneath your torso, the palms facing up against the stomach, under your body. Your hands under your body. Sahaja Kumbhaka, inhale deeply through the nose, hold the breath comfortably and then release through the nose again. The pelvic floor contracted, gaze downwards and visualize the body as a lifeless form resting on the earth. No effort, no need to move, nothing to protect. In Advasana Dve.
Advasana.
And from here we're gonna move the largest part of the body upwards, keeping the shoulders and head on the ground and the hands stretched out on the mat. And then bring the whole length of the body up into inverted posture. Keep close to each other. If you help each other, communicate clearly so that you can support and not hurt each other. Perform the Samana Kumbhaka. Inhale deeply, visualizing heat rising up along the spine. Maintain the awareness of the heat in the navel center and hold the breath as long as comfortable. Mula Bandha engaged. Gaze at the tip of the nose and visualize yourself as a resilient, adaptive locust in Salabhasana Dve.
Adho mukham shayitva chibukam bhumo nibhattam karataladhvam bhumo nidhaya sthairyam ayat padadvayam सदैवोर्ध्वं सम्यक् प्रतोल्य तिष्ठेत् सलभवेत् प्रसार्य कटिं पृष्ठं च व्यज्येत्.
And on your stomach, bend your knees, bring your feet towards the buttocks, take them into your hands, and be like this in the posture, keeping the head off the ground. Samana Kumbhaka, inhale deeply, visualizing heat rising up along the spine. Keep the pelvic floor contracted and gaze straight. Visualize the two humps of a camel, stored reserves enabling calm, confident travel through vast deserts without panic. In Dvika Kudasanam.
Dvikakudasanam. Dvikakudasanam.
And now stretch out your feet all the way upwards and back while holding them. Inhaling deeply, visualizing heat rising up along the spine, the pelvic floor contracted, gaze upwards and visualize yourself as a powerful, full drawn bow drawn by Shiva himself, ready to launch. In Dhanuhasana Chaturpurvanga.
करद्वयं विपरीतं गुल्फद्वयं धृतं गृहीत्वा पुनर्श्वासे दोलनेन कायं सञ्चालयेत् व्यायामं कुर्यात्.
And stretch yourself in the same position. Visualize yourself as a powerful, full-drawn bow, drawn by Shiva, Lord Shiva himself. And in this dynamic state, you embody both tension and potential energy, steady, strong, and poised for purposeful action. Like the bow, your form unites flexibility with strength, channeling your energy towards a single clear goal. In Dhanuhasana.
अधोमुखः शयानः हस्तद्वयं पृष्ठतः प्रसार्य जङ्घोः कुटिलयोः पृष्ठे गुल्फद्वयं धृतं गृहीत्वा पूर्णकुम्भककाले शिरः पृष्ठम् उन्नम्य पक्षः प्रसारयेत् भुजद्वय प्रसारितः कायः धनुरिव सुस्थिरो भवेत्.
And now, as a variation, instead of getting your feet up as much as possible, you bend the knees and point your feet towards your head. Holding your feet over your head. If you can, hold your arms like this onto the feet into a bow. Inhale deeply, visualizing heat flames rising up along the spine, the pelvic floor contracted, gaze upward, and visualize yourself as a powerful, full-drowned bone, drowned by Shiva himself and ready to launch. Dhanuhasana Uttaranga.
कक्षामार्गे नितहस्तं करपादाङ्गुष्ठयोगितं पूर्णश्वासविसर्गो सप्तादा साधयेद्धृदम्.
And come sitting on the knees, the shins flat, the tops of the feet pressing down. Sit back on your heels with the knees hip width apart. Lengthen your spine and draw your shoulders away from the ears. Keep the chest open and the core engaged. Rest your hands on your thighs, the palms down, and distribute the weight evenly through your sitting bones. Samana Kumbhaka, inhale deeply, visualizing heat rising up along the spine and maintaining awareness of the heat in the navel center while you held your breath as long as comfortable. Keep the pelvic floor contracted, gaze straight, visualize yourself as a fierce and brilliant thunderbolt, a flash of divine power and unstoppable force. In Vajra Chalana Asana.
वज्रश्चालनासनं नाम वज्रासनस्थः नाभिं चालयन् अपानम् ऊर्ध्वं नयति वज्रनादिविशुद्धयेत्.
Now interlace the fingers and stretch them all the way out backwards, bringing your arms parallel to the ground. Keep your chest upright. Keep your chest upright and your arms all the way back parallel to the ground. Samana Kumbhaka, inhale deeply, visualizing heat, flames rising up along the spine. Mula Bandha engaged, the pelvic floor contracted, gaze downwards and visualize stagnant tamasic energy being released from the tips of your fingers all the way through your chest. In Hashtanguli Badhasanam.
हस्तद्वयस्य अङ्गुलिः बद्ध्वा सर्वदेहं बाहुमध्ये निष्कास्य विमर्दनं हस्ताङ्गुलिबद्धासनम् इदं बद्धाङ्गुली नामधेयकम्.
And relax the hands. Place them forward for you on the mat. And now we're going to make a headstand. So we're going to completely balance on our hands with our legs upwards and the knees bent. So you can help each other. You can help each other get into the posture, or you can use the wall. Samana Kumbhaka, inhale deeply, visualizing heat rising along the spine. Strong core and the knees bent. Knees bent, feet hanging downwards. Visualize yourself as a vigilant red-wattled lapwing, thighs and calves united as you rise. Raised back symbolizes alertness and poised readiness. In Titiriyasana.
काकासनं गृह्य उरूनां पिञ्जरयोः सन्निवेशयन् पृष्ठं चतो जयेदेशा तितिर्यासनं भवति.
And in the next asana, place your hands and elbows on the ground, and then we're gonna bring the whole body up, the toes pointing towards the ceiling, all the way stretched out. Inhale deeply, visualizing heat rising up along the spine, keeping the pelvic floor contracted, and visualize yourself as a resilient adaptive locust in Salabhasana Purvanga.
जानुतल भुजातल करतलैः भूमौ धृतं निधाय ऊर्ध्वह्य पादद्वयं पृष्ठं धनुरिव व्यजयेत्.
And in the next asana, We bring our body also in an inverted posture, leaning on the hands and elbows, and now pointing the toes towards the head. Samana Kumbhaka, inhale deeply, visualizing heat rising up along the spine. Keep the pelvic floor contracted and visualize yourself as a fierce, resilient scorpion. Vrishchikasana 2.
Vrishikasanam nama shirshasanastaha pado prishtataha shirasi namayitva vrichikavat vijrambhet.
Wonderful. Bring your legs down to the mat and then come with the knees wide onto the mat, leaning on your elbows, the fingers interlaced, and the feet behind you. Stretching the hips nicely open. Manduki Mudra, close the mouth and subtly move the tongue root, savoring inner nectar. And keep your feet wide, like knees wide, yes. Samana Kumbhaka, inhale deeply, visualizing heat rising up along the spine. The pelvic floor contracted and visualize the qualities of a rabbit, lightness, alertness, and agility. In Dardurasanam.
Garumasanam api shreshtham dardurasanam uchyate gajasanam samudishtam taturdhasanam uchyate.
And bring now one leg stretched back and one leg next to your elbow while you're leaning on your elbows and hands on the ground. Stretching your hip open on the side. Samana Kumbhaka, inhale deeply, visualizing heat rising up along the spine. Are we all there yet in the Zoom? Lean onto your elbows and hands. Place your one foot next to your elbows and the other leg all the way stretched out backwards. Visualize yourself low to the ground like a gecko, body close and alert in Svalikasana.
Dakshapadam cha vamo rumule vinyasya tatpadam daksho rumula pitartham kalpayet sudridhasanam.
And change side. Let's do the same asana, Parshvantare, on the other side. Svalikasana.
Dakshapadam cha vamo rumule vinyasya tatpadam daksho rumula pitartham kalpayet sudhirdhasanam.
And now bring yourself onto your hands and feet, the hips pointing up towards the ceiling. Coming into a triangle position. Sahaja Kumbhaka, inhale deeply through the nose, hold the breath comfortably, and then release through the nose again, the pelvic floor contracted, and visualize yourself as a powerful, stealthy tiger roaming through the jungle. In Vyagrahasana Purvanga.
Murdhanam bhumo nihatya samkochaka kumbhakam samachare.
And now from the triangle pose, we bend a little bit more through the posture, where the back becomes more straight, then into a triangle position. Inhale deeply through the nose, hold the breath comfortably, and then release through the nose again, the pelvic floor contracted, and visualize yourself as a powerful tiger in Vyagrahasana.
Dviche dotihi, dviche do titaha padatala karatalahi sthiraha ardha kumbha samapto shiraha prishtham prasarya protolya sagarasparsham merum vaksha sa विनिहत्य स्कन्ध गात्रं धृतं व्याघ्ररूपं प्रसार्याङ्गं लुलित्वा निपातयेत्.
And now in exact the same position, just come onto your big toes. Continue the Sahaja Kumbhaka, inhaling and exhaling slowly through the nose. Visualize yourself as a powerful tiger in Vyagrahasana Uttaranga.
स्तनपृष्ठं व्यज्य ऊर्ध्वाङ्क्रिः पुरस्तात् प्रसार्य सङ्कोचककुम्भकं कृत्वा सप्तवारं निपातयेत्.
And now we're going to do another inverted posture where we do the handstand. So we solely lean on the hands on the floor and bring our body into a completely inverted position, stretching the legs upwards to the ceiling. You can help each other or use the wall, or if you can balance that much, you can just do it in the middle of the room and have a strong core holding the handstand. Sahaja Kumbhaka, inhaling through the nose and exhale evenly. Visualize yourself as a vibrant wheel of spinning energy radiating light and power from within. In Chakrasana Trini Purvangra.
चक्राग्रे उत्तोल्य शीर्षे धृधत्ताय निधाय बाहद्वये निहत्य अङ्गं व्यायामं समाचरेत्.
And in the next asana, that is also an inverted posture, where we bring the legs leaning back behind the head in the handstand. So same position, but instead of the whole body straight, we lean the feet a little bit backwards. Sahaja Kumbhaka, inhale through the nose and exhale evenly, maintaining rhythmic breath without strain. Pelvic floor contracted, visualize yourself as a fierce, resilient scorpion. Salabhasana Trini Uttaranga.
भुजद्वयं प्रसार्य शिरः पादौ पृष्ठेऽग्रे च विक्षिपेत्. पूर्णश्वासविसर्गो सप्तधा कृत्वा धैर्येण तिष्ठेत्.
Wonderful. Bring your legs down and come seated. Come be seated on the mat. Start with your knees wide and your feet crossed over the ankles, and then sit pressing your perineum into the ankles, into the heels. The hands in Bindu Mudra on the knees. Kevala Kumbhaka. Allow the breath to pause naturally. Observe without forcing. Maintain relaxed awareness and let normal breathing resume. Keep the Mula Bandha engaged, the pelvic floor contracted, and also the Uddiyana Bandha engaged, the abdomen tucked inward toward the spine. Gaze straight, visualize yourself quietly drawing into your inner sanctuary, protected from the outside world. Guptasana Dve.
सिद्धं पद्मं तथा सिंहं भद्रं वज्रं च मुक्तकं गुप्तं गोमुखम् एकं च वीरं स्वस्तिकम् एव च.
Now, in a kneeling position, spread your knees wide apart and untuck your toes, resting the tops of the feet flat on the ground. Place each hand beneath your shin on your hips, wrapping the fingers around the hip. Let the feet of the toes, let the tip of the toes touch. Manduka Mudra, close the mouth and subtly move the tongue root, savoring inner nectar. Kevala Kumbhaka, allow the breath to pass naturally, the pelvic floor contracted, gaze straight, and visualize yourself as a calm, grounded frog sitting peacefully at the water's edge. Mandukasanam Pancha.
पार्श्वयोः पृष्ठदेशे च अंस्थे द्वे च संस्पृशेत्. जानुयुग्मं पुरस्कृत्य साधयेत् मन्दुकासनम्.
And now in the next posture, come sitting between your feet and rest the back all the way backwards on the mat. The arms underneath the head. And in this position, continue the Kevala Kumbhaka. Allow the breath to pass naturally. Observe without forcing, maintaining relaxed awareness, and let normal breathing resume. Visualize yourself as a reclining frog, resting in deep surrender and ease. Pelvic floor contracted, gaze upwards in Uttana Mandukasana 2.
मन्दुकासनमध्यस्थं कुर्पराभ्यां धृतं शिरः शेते भेकव दुतानमितदूतान मन्दुकम्.
And in the same posture, stretch out your hands above the head. Continue the Kevala Kumbhaka and visualize yourself as a sacred couch, the throne of Parvati's mountain goddess. Grounded in deep stability, you offer a firm seat of calm and resilience, a sanctuary where strength and softness coexist in perfect harmony. In Paryangasana 2.
उरुयुग्ममूलपीठार्थं जङ्घे च आश्लिष्य पार्वती पादयुग्मं पश्चिमं न्यस्य पर्यङ्कं धृतं तनुम्.
Now come up into a kneeling position again, your feet flat on the ground, your toes untucked, keeping your knees separate but no wider than shoulder width. Lengthen your spine as you lift your chest and settle your weight evenly through your shins. Reach both hands behind you, hold onto the respective calves. Your hands behind you, hold onto the respective calves. Kriti Shestra Kumbhaka, draw the breath upward from the navel to the heart. Perform the Uddiyana Bandha and the Jalandhara Bandha firmly. The Mahamudra Bandha, it is called when we keep all the three inner locks and energy locks engaged, the pelvic floor contracted, the stomach tucked in and up, and the chin to the chest. Gaze up to the third eye and visualize yourself as a living temple of bliss. In Ananda Mandirasana 2.
आनन्दमन्दिरासना.
And in the next asana, we start kneeling again, or keep sitting on our knees with our knees wide and the top of the feet pointing back, bringing the soles of your feet together behind you. Cross your hands behind your back and reach your opposite big toes, maintaining a steady grip in Prana Mudra. The middle finger and index finger around the toes, closing it with the thumb. The Kriti Shestra Kumbhaka continues. Draw the breath upward from the navel to the heart and sit with all the three energy locks engaged in Mahamudra Bandha, the pelvic floor contracted, the stomach tucked in and up, and the chin to the chest. The chin to the chest, ma. And gaze at the tip of the nose, visualize all scattered energy being drawn inward as if loose threads are being gathered into one strong core at your center in Sankochasana.
Sankochasana.
And again with the knee sitting on the knees, place now the fingers, the index fingers and thumbs together in Bindu Mudra, your hands open at your thighs. Keep your spine tall and the chest open, the shoulders away from the ears. All the three bandhas engaged, the pelvic floor contracted, the stomach tucked in and up, and the chin to the chest. Gaze straight and visualize yourself embodying the gentle flow and limitless movement of the wind in Vayu Bandhasana.
पादो नितम्ब समीपे न्यस्य जानुभ्याम् अवष्टभ्य प्राणं नाभो नियम्य वायुबन्धः सिद्धिधा यकः.
And now come up on the knees with the toes pointing backwards. The hands in Namaskara Mudra in front of the heart, the shoulders relaxed away from the ears. The Kriti Shestra Kumbhaka continues. Draw the breath upward from the navel to the heart and keep all the three bandhas engaged. The pelvic floor contracted, the stomach tucked in and up, and the chin to the chest. Visualize the Serpent King upright, alert, and completely still, conserving power without aggression. Nagendrasana.
Nagendrasana, Nagendrasana.
And now tuck your toes under and then come sitting back on the heels with the hands still in Namaskara Mudra. Kriti Shestri Kumbhaka, draw the breath upward from the navel to the heart. Perform the Uddiyana Bandha, the stomach tucked in and up. The Jalandhara Bandha, the chin to the chest. And visualize the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Bhagavan Sri Nithyananda Paramashivam, radiating divine effulgence in Dve Deva Guru Vandanasana.
पादाग्रजानुभ्यां भूमौ स्थित्वा सम्यक् अरिहत्त गुरुंस्तु नमस्येत्.
And come with your knees off the ground, sitting on your heels, remaining your hands in Namaskara Mudra. Continue drawing the breath upward from the navel to the heart. Visualize and bring your attention inward like a quiet observer watching the mind without judgment in Svadhyaya Hasana.
Swadhyayasana.
And bring now the knees wide, the toes together. The hands in Bindu Mudra on the knees, the index and thumb together. Keep drawing the breath upward from the navel to the heart. The Mula Bandha engaged, the pelvic floor contracted, and visualize restraints gently falling away from within. In Vishankasana.
Vishankha asana.
And in the next asana, we bring the knees back together. We keep sitting on the toes tucked in. The hands in Namaskara Mudra, and then the knees onto the mat, and the forehead all the way to the mat as well. Pelvic floor contracted. Visualize the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Bhagavan Sri Nithyananda Paramashivam, radiating divine effulgence. An eternal avatar in human form standing before you, overflowing bliss, compassion, and infinite Shakti, awakening your being into oneness with Paramashiva. Panchanga Namaskaranasana.
Ubhayoho padayo ragram. Ubhayorjanu nostatha lalatam cha bhumonyasya pranamyari hanta gurumstu namasya etat pancha gana maskarasanam prokchate budaihi.
And one more balancing asana where we place the hands on the mat with the fingers pointing towards the body, towards the toes, and the body all the way stretched out. Bring it onto the stomach, toes on the floor, and keep here your balance. Samavriti, inhale through the nose and exhale evenly, maintaining a rhythmic breath. The pelvic floor contracted, gaze downwards and visualize yourself as an elegant, graceful swan. Toes to the ground. Visualize yourself as an elegant, graceful swan. Maralanasana. Maralasana.
Maralasana.
And in the next posture, we bring the legs up from the ground. You can help each other. And not only bringing it straight, but bringing it up your feet off the ground. Balancing on your elbows and stomach. Inhale through the nose and exhale evenly, maintaining a rhythmic breath without strain. Visualizing a magnificent peacock spreading its iridescent feathers in full display. Careful. In Mayura Trini Purvanga.
व्योमावलम्बितः शिरः पृष्ठं प्रोस्तार्य पादद्वयम् उक्षिप्य देहम् ऊर्ध्वं व्यज्येत्.
And in the same posture, lower your feet so that your whole body becomes parallel to the ground. Your feet off the floor, your body balancing on your stomach, on your elbows. Inhale through the nose and exhale evenly, maintaining rhythmic breath without strain, keeping the pelvic floor contracted. Gaze at the tip of your nose and visualize a magnificent peacock spreading its feathers in full display. In Mayurasana Trini Uttaranga.
मयूरासनं नाम करतलो नाभिः सम्पिते स्थापयित्वा कोष्ठे पादौ च समुत्थाप्य मयूरवत् विचरेत् ध्रुवम्.
And in this same position, bend one knee and stretch the other leg out all the way. Balance the one knee on the elbow. Inhale through the nose and exhale evenly, maintaining a rhythmic breath. Pelvic floor contracted, and visualize yourself as a peacock in Mayurahasana Chatur Uttaranga 2.
वामया पर्वर्तयित्वा दक्षिणा च प्रवर्तयेत् पूर्वोर्ध्वं च परिवर्तयेत् सप्तनादीन् निघातयेत्.
And the same asana on the other side. Mayurahasana Chatur Uttaranga Parshvantare.
वामया प्रवर्तयित्वा दक्षिणा च प्रवर्तयेत् पूर्वोर्ध्वं च परिवर्तयेत् सप्तनादीन् निघातयेत्.
And with this, we come to the last asana of the sequence. Come laying down on the back, stretching out the legs, stretching out the arms. Place the palms open next to the body. Perform the Kevala Kumbhaka. Allow the breath to pass naturally. Observe without forcing and maintaining relaxed awareness. Visualize now your body as sacred offering to death, surrendering reverently. Breath slows gently, merging into silent wave. Each exhale deepens the release. Tension, thoughts, attachments, emptied breath by breath. Sense dissolution beyond form, identity. Only pure spaciousness remains. Vast, still, infinite. Keep internally chanting Om Nithyananda Paramashivo Ham. In Shavasana Chadvari.
शवरूपं स्वदेहं तु संविभाव्य सुसम्भ्रमं तत्रैव नीलयः कार्यः प्राणापानविलासतः.
And slowly move your toes and your fingers again. Rotate your ankles and wrists. Now bring your knees one by one to your chest. Hug your arms around and roll over the spine from side to side, massaging the back. And roll yourself up again to a seated position. And congratulations for performing another 100 asanas. Thank you so much for joining us with the Nithyananda yoga class today. If you have any feedback or comments or questions, please post them underneath the live stream so that we can get in touch with you. And be back here tomorrow for the next 100 asanas. We perform 1008 asanas over the course of 10 days, every day about 100 asanas. So you can invite others also to join and practice together. Later today also we have a live satsang where Bhagavan Sri Nithyananda Paramashivam, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, will be addressing all of us live. So make sure you don't miss that. And then with that, we end today's Nithyananda Yoga class with the Purna Mantra, keeping your head, neck, and spine in a straight line, the hands in Anjani Mudra in front of the heart. Take a deep breath. Om Purnamadav Purnamidam Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavasishyate. Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Tat Sat Sarvam Bhagavan Sri Nithyananda Paramashivam Parukar Panamastu Om Nithyanandam. And in deep gratitude, let's take a moment to bow down. And take that gratitude into the rest of your day. Have a wonderful day and see you tomorrow in another Nithyananda Yoga class. Nithyanandam.